Welcome back to Cedar Cove Farm. Tucker's excited. It's apparently an exciting day for him. But for me, I'm gonna go out and do some work in the corn patch. So I've been away for vacation, for work for a little while. The corn patch has become overgrown with weeds. So I figured I would take you guys out there, show you what's going on. We got to get in and prepare for that, but I'll show you how I'm going to take care of these weeds this time and how the corn's doing. Before I get down into the field, I wanted to capture a shot that's better seen up on top of the hill. So you can see my corn runs north-south this way. You can see where it tapers off and becomes a lot lighter green. So what that's telling me is that the ground on the close side to me is much more fertile. There's a lot more nitrogen, which is why the crop is a darker green and then it switches to lighter green. It also explains why the crop is taller and the weeds, of course, are thicker. So let me get you down in here and I'll show you. But you can see dark, 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 and then right here it switches over to light, and that's probably a third, just under a halfway through the distance of the cornfield. So what that tells me is next year what I should look into doing, instead of running my crop north-south, is maybe I should extend east-west, run my rows east-west, because it seems like this side of the ground is much more fertile. As for the corn, you can see on the far side, and I'll take you guys down in there, it's not very tall, not looking very good. We've had some wind damage. You can see there's some busted over stalks here, and some of it's starting to tassel. Again, this part that's on the closest side, it's looking pretty good. The problem is there's not very much of it. The grass is thick. So if you guys have been watching along, this was all Roundup tilled clean at the start of the season. There's nothing in here, right? This is all grass. I didn't plant anything in here, but this is how tall the grass has grown in that amount of time. So I get over here to the other variety. So you can see my fertile portion has actually moved a little bit. It's a little bit further south up here on the north end. Corn is growing, but it's not super tall. So my fertility in my ground, I can't say that's really a low spot. I don't really have an answer for why it's fertile where it is and fertile where it isn't. But those are things you learn from growing crop year over year and seeing what happens. So the big problem today, all the grass that's grown up in between all these rows, it's a mess and it just needs to be trimmed back. So I've got the weed eater with me. I've brought the extra roll of string, and I'm gonna go until I'm tired out of string. I'm guessing out of string will happen first because I've got what's in the weed eater currently and enough to probably fill it up one more time. So I'm gonna put you guys down and start whacking away at the weeds. right, I am done. Well, the weed eater ran out of gas, so I've got, I don't know, 20 foot left to come back and do, but I'll wrap up this. So you can see I've tried to just go between the rows. It's not perfect. I don't want to get too close and knock down the corn, but you can see at least where the rows are and between the rows now. So that's patch 2. I'll walk over here to patch 1. The little disappointed by the corn this year, but you know, I've only planted corn successfully here twice, so you learn. I've still got a lot of years to learn. Over here at the other field, this side's looking a little better. Got some corn that's tasseling, some corn that's falling down, unfortunately. But you can see between the rows, I'd say what I'm most disappointed with is this is actually the first batch that got planted. You can really only see it down here. Everything up here is gone. I don't know what happened. It died. It started growing, but it just didn't have enough nutrients and the weeds overtook it, would be my guess. But that's all I got today. I'll keep updating you as hopefully you see the tassels. That means there's ears coming. Let's see if I can find one and show you. Tucker's, the weeds are taller than Tucker, but he's found a mouse or a mole or something. If I look here for ear formation, let's go to one of these taller plants. Here's one. So this is the ear. Here's the silks coming out. So that plant will produce an ear of corn. As the ears get bigger, I'll come back out and kind of go through those and cover that. But this is all I got for today. Thanks for hanging out with Cedar Cove Farm. I'll catch you next time.